Yo, request the reaction. Let's get it. No intro. Let's play. Let's go.
Circles around, though I get how it's similar on the surface. The first is a reaction, a shitty customer service. The latter is like going back to flip your own burger. The very hungry caterpillars, hatchily usurpers, and graduate from a favorite leaf to something with some agency, something with a little bass and even more complacency, where someone could in theory dig a hole adjacent, wait and see. Got 'em. Race for the save screen of C'est La Vie, opposite Jamaica at some tabletop arcade machine. It's been a while since I played. I used to memorize the mazes, now I'm lying in wait. I used to entertain the chase and even iron the cape. Now I use it when the dogs have been outside in the rain. Mostly perched up on the parapet observing army after silly army turn to armadillos curling. We roll them back down, no return addressing a name, just address to from whence you came. This is tentacle and neck and pull an octagon wrong off stage. Erase the contact and whack the gong. I sing on hold music when you talk. It's one level ruder than the palm. The next level remove you from his lawn. The level after that it's gotta move him back to mom's. Look.
This dude is next level. You hear me? He's next level. Of course, we're talking about Opossum. You know what Opossum does. When somebody plays possum, they playing dead. But also, you know the possum, the creature, of course, sometimes their defense mechanism is telling they're dead. So I don't know. We're going to dig that deep into the song. I'm just telling you what Opossum, when I think of possum, what I think of. But anyway, he says, I don't run in circles. I run circles around. I'm not hanging out with y'all. I'm running around y'all. But again, real quick, I like this part about, I thought how similar on the surface. The first reaction is to get crappy customer service. The latter is to go to the back and fix your own burger. Right? Because you've had crappy customer service. Like, dude, you feel like nothing's happening. So it's probably quicker for you to get, or even better, for you to go back and make your own burger. Right? So looking at that into this context, basically, I could do it myself. This crappy customer service. But anyway, then the very hungry caterpillars hatch. This is graduate from one their favorite lift to one with some agency. I like that because again, you think about a caterpillar and a hatch going to another leaf, right? To go to get something deeper or better, right? Something with more agency, more, well, how can I say this? More substance, right? So just coming off in the game, you graduate and going to a deeper level, another level. So anyways, keep rocking down real quick. I like the part about the table arcade games, but I graduated. Did you say something about graduated? It's been a while since I played. I memorized the mazes. I used to play that. I memorized the mazes. I played a long time ago. Forgot that, but now I'm lying in the wait. That is crazy, right? I'm waiting and seeing. Crazy, right? Oh, we rolling back down to no return addressing or the name, just address to whence it came. Address. I address it by talking to it. I address it, but also address to going back whence it came, going back to the home address. That is crazy. Crazy so far.
I ain't really trying to sit around and chop it up. Chew the fat, chit chat, chin wagon, pop junk. Talk about the weather like we never seen a hot sun. All that, yeah, but I'm a fullback anonymous. I ain't really trying to sit around and break bread. Dialogue, small talk, and share the same wavelength. Talk about the weather like we never seen the rain wet. All that filler, I'm a fullback and play dead. Possum, dead till I say I'm not. No seance, I'm Frankenstein at the breaker box. It's alive, the patron saint of the vacant lot. Table hopper threw his phone away in Major Tom. The safety goggles on, bugs going splat splat. Musta ate a half a dozen, zagging through the acid jazz. Jackrabbit fast lap, any masher. It's the dash of vanilla extract in the batter. Everything I do is counter to everything else I do. And in the purple haze, making green from yellow and blue. Red moon Moons festooned over choppy surf. Golden hour blowing kisses to the conifers. And everyone in mommy's a photographer. Not taking photographs, the new taking photographs. Watch and learn. I log the memory that mirrors my experience. The essence of the miracle is not material. 90s graph headphones on, no tunes playing. Mostly a deterrent for the two-faced soothsaying. We know you really came to raid the tomb. Now you can't even get the car and driver out the waiting room. I put so many hours in a reach and a brink. It makes the party people be like, how is this even a thing? No real close encounters. I was probably busy running through the closest field of flowers like...
Again, we talked about Possum earlier, about a possum playing dead. No seance. I'm Frankenstein at the breaker box. Of course, Frankenstein, of course, was created with that electricity. The breaker box, of course, it's alive. Of course, was what's said when the Frankenstein monster comes alive in all the movies. I got a cold, y'all. Y'all forgive me. I should be wiping with some tissue instead of my hand. Nasty. But anyway, I have a tissue box. Anyway, I'll get some in a minute. When in the purple haze, making green and making it from green, yellow, and blue. Of course, that makes what? The color. Anyway, the essence of the miracle is not material. 90s graph headphones on, no tunes playing. Mostly a deterrent from the two-faced soothsayers. Of course, because you don't want to hear the soothsayers. You've seen those in what was it, Wednesday and other shows, that how they can take control of you. If we got them basically using that to block out the noise. We know you really came to raid the tomb. Of course, raid the tomb. You heard that even with a Tomb Raider. Now you can't even get the car and driver out the waiting room. Of course, Car and Driver is the magazine that you see in the hospitals or dentist offices, or in the waiting room. You can't even get them out of there. That is crazy. Who thinks of that, man?
I ain't really trying to sit around and chop it up. Chew the fat, chit chat, chin wag, pop junk. Talk about the weather like we never seen a hot sun. All that yapping, I'm a fallback anonymous. I ain't really trying to sit around and break bread. Dialogue, small talk, and share the same wavelength. Talk about the weather like we never seen the rain wet. All that filler, I'm a fallback and play dead.
Awesome. I had to touch that. A lot of y'all requested that, man. Wish I felt a little bit better. I could probably break it down a little bit more. You tell by my voice and by my face that I'm fighting the cold. So, but thanks for watching anyway, man. Final law versus subscribe, hit the like button. Peace.
Just like music.